Thousands gathered outside the U.S. Supreme Court for what they hoped would be two historic rulings. And gay rights activists, hoping the court would overturn legal opposition to same-sex marriage, were not disappointed.
Today is a good day. It's the day I finally get to look at the man that I love and finally say, will you please marry me?
Katami was one of four plaintiffs in a case known as Proposition 8. The court decided it did not have jurisdiction, so a lower court ruling overturning a ban on same-sex marriage in California would stand. In a landmark judgment, the Supreme Court justices also narrowly ruled part of the 1996 Defense of Marriage Act, known as DOMA, which defines marriage as only between a man and a woman, was unconstitutional. Edie Windsor raised the case. She took action after the federal government failed to recognize her marriage, which is legal in the state of New York.
I cried. I cried. Okay, but I'm thrilled, obviously. But yeah, the immediate reaction was just tears.
Federal recognition of their marriages will allow gay couples to enjoy the same perks like health and retirement benefits as heterosexual couples. The American Civil Liberties Union helped argue Windsor's case. It says the rulings are a civil rights victory.
Now we have 94 million Americans who live in jurisdictions where they have the right to marry. That's almost 1/3 of the U.S. population live in freedom to marry states. That's an enormous win. Now to get over the finish line, we've got to win state by state. And we have to launch these campaigns at the state level.
That's because by the end of the summer, same-sex marriage will be legal in at least 12 of 50 U.S. states, plus the District of Columbia. But in more conservative rural U.S. states, there's opposition to the court's rulings.
They attack something that they have no jurisdiction over whatsoever, the foundational unit of our society, which is marriage. That is something that God created.
But U.S. President Obama has already hailed the Supreme Court rulings as a significant overturning of discrimination. He's directed the U.S. Justice Department to begin reviewing federal laws to ensure the court's decisions, especially when it comes to extending benefits to same-sex couples, are quickly put into place. Kimberly Helkett, Al Jazeera, the U.S. Supreme Court.